All right, so for this quick video, we're just going to look at irrational denominators. I'm actually kind of shocked that I never made a video about this before. Anyway, here it is. So, what is an irrational denominator and how do we fix it? So let's talk about what it is. So first, let's talk about an irrational number, right? So an irrational number, a perfect example is the square root of 2, which is about 1.414, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on. And then you have numbers like pi, which is about 3.1415, blah, 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 blah. I could flex and write more digits that I have memorized, but who knows, maybe I even got that wrong. Anyway, you cannot have, quote unquote, irrational denominators, right? Mathematicians everywhere think that that's bad. And in some cases, when you're expressing certain rational expressions, right, it is kind of bad. So let me get to the point. So let's say I had 2 over the square root of 2, right? This is bad. I cannot have an irrational number as my denominator, right? And the way that I would fix it is just multiply top and bottom by the irrational number. So I multiply top and bottom by the quote unquote bad number, right? So 2 times the square root of 2 is 2 square root of 2. Can't do anything with that. 2 times the square root of 2, or my bad, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 again. That would be the square root of 4, right? Do I really need to say square root of 4? No. I could just say that it's going to be equal to 2, right? So let's do a few more examples. So starting here, 1 over the square root of 5, I would rationalize the denominator by doing what I just showed you on the previous slide. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the irrational bad number. That's going to give me square root of 5 over 5. And again, if you didn't quite catch why square root of 5 times square root of 5 gives you 5, well, square root of 5 times the square root of 5 would be the square root of 25, and that's where we get that 5 from, right? So let's do it a couple more times. So here we would end up with, I'm getting ahead of myself, we would end up with 2 square root of 3 over 3. And last example, well, second to last example, there is one more thing I want to include in this video that you're going to see later on. I'll show a more complicated example, we'll call it. So anyway, 4 over the square root of 2, so I need to multiply top and bottom by the square root of 2. And actually, I think this example covers what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it does. So 4 times the square root of 2 would be 4 square root of 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2, that would just be 2. And then we have 4 over 2 that we can simplify further, right? So I can reduce this as a fraction. 4 over 2 is just going to be 2. So my final answer from this, when I reduce by a factor of 2, is just going to be 2 square root of 2. Okay, so that does it for this video. Anytime in higher math, so pretty much starting now, anytime in higher math that you have an irrational denominator, you're going to want to rationalize it by multiplying top and bottom by the quote-unquote bad irrational number, so that you get something, that has a rational denominator. Any other questions about this, shoot me an email, or otherwise you know where to find me. Goodbye.